Думаю, что с Ильей будет намного тяжелее, чем с Мадаленой было.
Из-за низкого центра тяжести и борьбы.
Из-за антропометрии, и я думаю, что у Ильи намного тяжелее удар, чем с кем он дрался?
Джек Делла Мадалена.
Да, я думаю, что у Ильи тяжелее удар, чем у Мадалена. Мадалена меньше ронял, чем Илья. Илья почти всех роняет.
Hungry, but Kamaru still dangerous and one of the best in this game.
Really?
If you give me the choice and ask me who you want to fight, I will take Kamaru, but it's not my job. Anyone, I will be ready.
74 Makhachev.
I don't really think there is one. To do that to Jack the way he did, Bilal couldn't even do a fraction of that. To me, the toughest challenges look like something around the neighborhood of Usman, Rakhmonov, and Gary, and I'd put Topuria at 70 at the very end of that list.
I fight Michael Morales and I do what I did to Buckley to Morales. I'm still in the same position.
And you have to respect that I'm the next in line when I beat Bilal this weekend. When I beat Bilal, you have to understand that I am next. I've earned the right to be next. And you sit there and you say yes.
Fresh off Islam's victory, Tsarukyan wasted no time sending a dangerous message as the Topuria matchup became the new obsession of the MMA world. Speaking on Islam Makhachev's recent performance against JDM, Arman Tsarukyan acknowledged that Islam truly proved why he remains one of the best fighters in MMA. He added that while there's no doubt left about Islam's dominance, many fans were expecting a finish. But overall, it was a highly skilled and tactical fight.
Макхачев выполнил свою работу на все 100%.
Ну, вопросов никаких не оставил, если говоря.
Для меня вопросов никаких не оставил. Да, люди хотели финиша, но для меня показался очень технически правильным боем.
Shifting to the discussion about a potential bout with Ilia Topuria, Tsarukyan asserted that Topuria punches harder than Jack Della Maddalena, and if Islam ever faces him, it won't be nearly as easy as many people think.
Многие после такого выступления считают, что бой с Ильей — это полный мисс-матч. Ты как считаешь?
Не факт. Я думаю, что с Ильей будет намного тяжелее, чем с Мадаленой было.
Из-за низкого центра тяжести и борьбы.
Из-за антропометрии, и я думаю, что у Ильи намного тяжелее удар, чем с кем он дрался?
Джек Делла Мадалена.
Arman Tsarukyan sent a clear warning to Islam Makhachev, saying that Ilia Topuria will give him a very tough time inside the octagon. According to Tsarukyan, the reason is simple. Topuria hits harder than Jack Della Maddalena, and JDM has fewer knockouts compared to Ilia, who has faced stronger opponents. He added that because of Topuria's power, speed, and explosive striking, the matchup would be a real nightmare for Islam.
Я думаю, что у Ильи тяжелее удар, чем у Мадалены. Мадаленна меньше ронял, чем Илья. Илья почти всех роняет.
А ты допускал, что вот настолько доминантно победит Ислам Макхачев Джека?
Нет, не допускал. Я думал, что Джек сможет более-менее защищаться, и в партере я думал, что он сможет вставать, а он вообще ничего не смог. Либо Ислам как бы показал уровень, он выключил его все сильные стороны и просто доминировал.
Meanwhile, the world is rooting for a fight between Ilia Topuria and Islam Makhachev, but Islam himself seems to have other plans. Right after his dominant victory, he revealed who he actually wants next, and it's not Ilia Topuria. Islam made it clear that he's targeting Kamaru Usman for his next title defense, saying the kind of challenge Usman brings is far beyond the current Topuria hype. Besides that, Islam also praised the other fighters who delivered impressive performances on the UFC 322 card. Still, he stood firm on his choice, stating that Kamaru Usman remains his top priority moving forward.
I still thinking Kamaru can beat them both. And they are young fighter who like hungry, but Kamaru still dangerous and one of the best in this game.
Really?
If you give me the choice and ask me who you want to fight, I will take Kamaru, but it's not my job. Anyone, I will be ready.
And just like Islam, his manager Ali Abdelaziz also has completely different plans for what comes next. Speaking to the media, Ali said Islam has no reason to move back down to lightweight and that taking any fight outside the 170 division makes no sense at this stage of his career. He expressed full confidence that Islam can stay active in the coming months, and while many fans are pushing hard for the Topuria matchup, Ali believes Kamaru Usman is the opponent Islam truly truly deserves. He praised Usman's recent run and insisted there's no better or more meaningful fight for Islam right now, reminding everyone once again that Islam is staying at 170.
We could see him before the White House, or is the White House the number one priority?
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. We're gonna talk with the UFC and we're gonna see what's next. Now he doesn't have to cut this much weight. He can fight every 3-4 months. No problem.
So we're gonna see him at 170 from now on?
Yes, this is his weight division. He's not going down to 155.
Last question. If you could pick somebody right now tonight to challenge him next, who would you pick?
He said it. He said he want to fight Kamaru Usman. Kamaru Usman is 15 fight winning streak, 5 title defenses, greatest welterweight of all the time. Beating all these young guys. What does that do for his legacy? It don't do nothing for his legacy. Kamaru Usman, it's a very tough opponent, and I represent him too. And it's not an easy night for anybody. Kamaru Usman is a real deal.
And with that, the debate over Islam Makhachev's next challenger keeps growing. Luke Thomas shared his take, saying he was disappointed with JDM's performance and felt he showed no real preparation for Islam. He even noted that what Islam did to JDM wasn't something Bilal Muhammad ever came close to. Looking at the available options, Luke said there are several strong matchups for Islam, but Ilia Topuria is the last name on his list.
I am a little disappointed. I thought he'd have a little bit more readiness.
I feel like DDP. It really does.
This is the difference. Islam never really hit the kinds of positions and could camp out in the way that Hamzat did. Jack was fighting Islam for every single inch of space. The positions were not neutral, but they were closer to neutral than what you got with DDP.
Who is the real challenge at 170 for Makhachev?
I don't really think there is one. To do that to Jack the way he did, Bilal couldn't even do a fraction of that. To me, the toughest challenges look like something around the neighborhood of Usman, Rakhmonov, and Gary, and I'd put Topuria at 70 at the very end of that list.
Islam is not cutting to 155 again, nor should he ever. Any talk about the Topuria fight has to be about the 3-division championship thing at 70.
And now fingers are being pointed at JDM's coach Craig Jones, who was extremely confident that the world would see JDM showcase elite grappling. But Islam's power made Craig's predictions disappear instantly. Luke Thomas added that the Craig Jones hype is now fading and that there's simply no one at the moment who looks capable of beating Islam Makhachev. He even said that even with Craig Jones preparing fighters, he wouldn't be confident picking anyone to defeat Islam. Still, he did note that JDM managing to survive as long as he did against Islam is something worth paying attention to.
The Craig Jones side, we were kind of giving Craig Jones superpowers being in JDM's corner, but his magic seems to have run out.
I told them, Jiu-Jitsu not working. You have to come to Dagestan.
Is the magic of our friend Craig Jones gone?
You can't have it both ways. You can't say Volk performed so well against Islam in their first contest and then say JDM performed poorly and so therefore Craig's stuff doesn't work. The point I'm trying to make is he's fighting Islam Makhachev, the very best guy in the world. Craig could train me all my life. I'm still not fucking beating that guy. Look at how far apart JDM is from Islam. Craig, no trainer in the sport is gonna make up that difference.
Now, as the hype around a potential fight between Islam and Kamaru continues to build, Kamaru himself has stepped in to share his thoughts. He blasted the so-called analysts, reminding everyone that these are the same people who once criticized him when he pushed for a fight with Buckley. Kamaru said the opportunity to face Islam is huge, and if it comes his way, he's more than ready to take it. He made it clear that he'll prepare at his absolute best and maximize every chance he has to beat Islam Makhachev.
Well, here's the big thing is I've been seeing some of these podcast guys or so-called sport MMA analysts or fake analysts or whatever that never were in this sport, never fought in this sport, and just run. And these were the same guys that were going, oh, Usman's washed up, Joaquin Buckley's going to just take care of him and all these things. And they don't know anything about this sport. Listen, if given the opportunity, I'm going to try to maximize it and go out there and do what I feel that I'm capable of doing.
Confident in his ability, Kamaru Usman went on to assure that if a title fight with Islam Makhachev is being arranged, he's more than ready to go. He emphasized that if this fight is meant to happen, the UFC should make it now, as it's the perfect time. While there are many other fighters out there, Kamaru believes he stands above them, and if the UFC wants a blockbuster matchup with maximum impact, him versus Islam Makhachev is one of the best options.
The chances are great. I mean, just like you and I just discussed, the time would be now to fight for the title, because what does it do by having me fight another Michael Morales? I'm still in the same position as I am now. I fight Michael Morales and I do what I did to Buckley to Morales. I'm still in the same position. And then there's a lot of guys in the welterweight division that could potentially put their name in that hat. Which with all respect, I respect it, but if this is also an entertainment company, you want to do the biggest, baddest fights. I mean, I think it's a no-brainer here.
He also weighed in on the ongoing speculation about a potential fight between Islam and Ilia Topuria. Kamaru noted that Topuria is one of the finest fighters, a true prospect, but he believes his own position right now is stronger than Topuria's. He added that Topuria would first need to fight for a title before moving up to welterweight, and if that happens, there's little point in him taking a fight at welterweight for no reason in this context. Kamaru insisted that the only appropriate and best matched fight would be him versus Islam Makhachev.
A great one, and rightfully so. Ilya is a powerhouse. What Ilya's been doing is phenomenal, and I've been singing his praises from the start. I think he's extremely talented and a damn good fighter. But why is that position different than my position? Do you foresee Ilia Topuria coming up to welterweight, potentially winning the title and staying and just defending against welterweights?
No.
No, we don't see that.
We don't.
You know, and he just growing into the lightweight division. And so we don't see that. Of course, it would be just for what? To make a humongous fight for the company, a big fight for the company.
While Kamaru Usman believes he deserves the next shot at Islam, Belal Muhammad strongly disagrees. He even went as far as calling Usman a coward for once turning down a fight. In Belal's view, Usman is past his prime and no longer has the dominance to prove. He also argued that a fight against Ilia Topuria doesn't make sense right now, and that the best, most exciting matchup for Islam Makhachev at this moment would be against Michael Morales.
Who do you think is going to get the next fight with Islam?
I think the front runner right now is Morales. For Usman to talk and act like he deserves a shot, the guy's 1-3 out of his last 4, and he turned down a fight with me to fight this weekend. Do you want to put this old fart with no knees in a title fight? Like, you can't count on a guy like that who's just a coward. I think he's automatically marked off. I feel like Shavkat being injured and being out, he's going to have to get another win. It doesn't really make any sense for Ilia to go up and then just throw away that 155 division.
Another fighter who stepped into the conversation is Ian Gary. He criticized Islam for wanting a fight with Kamaru Usman, suggesting that Islam's motivation comes from seeing the older version of Usman at his dominant peak. Gary argued that the current Usman no longer has that same dominance. He went on to call Islam a clever strategist, implying that he is targeting Usman because he sees it as an easier path to victory.
Yeah, what do you think of Islam like pushing for that though? Because I'm sure he's going to have
I
something.
understand why he wants it, because of what Kamaru Usman was. If he was calling out this fight when Kamaru was that man, understandable. However, he is not the same champion that he used to be. He's a completely different human right now. The dominance that he had at one point in time is not the same. So I think Islam is looking at that as an easy win, an easy first title defense. Stylistically, it's also perfect for him. You know what I mean? A wrestler, a grappler, someone who wants to get there and doesn't have the cleanest striking in the world.
Instead of Islam fighting Kamaru, Ian Gary stressed that he is the rightful and deserving contender to face Islam Makhachev at the moment. His reasoning is that when Islam moved up, Ian was one of his biggest supporters, and now he feels it's time to earn his respect. He even called out Islam directly, saying that after he beats Belal Muhammad, Islam should remember that Ian is next. He insisted that Islam just needs to say yes, tell him when and where, and he is ready to go.
When I give him that respect and I say, you should move up, you should get the opportunity to fight for this world title, you should have that opportunity to achieve your dreams of being a 2-weight world champion, now you have to stand on that. And you have to respect that I'm the next in line when I beat Belal this weekend. When I beat Belal, you have to understand that I am next. I've earned the right to be next. And you sit there and you say yes. And the truth is, Mike, here's the way I look at it. He can say when and he can say where. If he wants to say the middle of winter in Russia, he can say it. I'll be there.
I love that. No, it's the right mindset, and I totally agree. I want to see him fight.
Meanwhile, as the discussion around a potential Ilia Topuria versus Islam Makhachev fight continues, Demetrius Johnson also weighed in, pushing hard for the matchup to happen, especially at the White House event. He noted that Islam's move to 170 clearly shows how smart that decision was, and in his view, the fight that makes the most sense and would excite fans the most right now is Islam versus Topuria.
See, now, I ain't gonna lie to you guys, I want to see Ilia Topuria versus Islam now. I want to see it even more now. Tom knows I got it. He goes, I just wrestle. Send him to Dagestan for 2 to 3 years and forget. Yeah. Yeah. And I also think it was a wise decision for Islam to go up to 170. I think it was a smart idea to go up to 170 and fight for the belt.
Now, Islam's dominance has sparked a fresh wave of debate, with many fighters stepping up to challenge him. Meanwhile, Islam himself is far from unaware. Speaking at a recent press conference following his victory, he noted that his performance against JDM has made the welterweight division even more competitive. He also pointed out that many young fighters, as well as prominent names like Kamaru Usman and Ilia Topuria, are now seeking a shot at him. Islam described it as, "All killers want my belt," but emphasized that he is far from an easy target.
What do you think that going forward, like in this division, a lot of good guys, some big performances tonight. Ilia called you out. Michael Morales and Carlos Pratt just both want a shot. Shavkat wants a shot. Usman wants a shot. Who's the guy?
Everybody wants something. Yeah, this is the much competitive division right now, welterweight. Sure, 100%. Like Lara, young guys who fought today. Next week's gonna fight couple guys, and also Kamaru, Topuria, you know, all killers want to take my belts. No, I don't give you no.
Brushing off everyone who thinks they stand a chance against him, Islam Makhachev declared that he has no intention of giving away his belt and plans to defend it many times now that he is a double champion. He also emphasized how hard he worked to prepare for a tough opponent like JDM, proving just how high his level is. Responding to Ilia Topuria's comment calling his fight boring, Islam called it ridiculous and challenged him to come prepared. He added that he will make it look easy, has no injuries after a great win, and is ready to fight anywhere against anyone, whether it's Ilia Topuria or Kamaru Usman.
So hard to be double champion, and I feel today I don't have to cut much weight, and I'm gonna defend my belt many times more.
Topuria, I don't know if you saw his tweet. He said you're like the most boring fighter in the UFC or something like that. I know you said to ask you about him after the fight at Media Day. Can you give us your full thoughts on a fight with him now?
No injury, nothing. I don't feel any pains. I'm ready. Who is gonna be next? Let's do this, and I will make it easy. And today I show you, Jake's one of the best in this game. You know, one of the hardest opponent. That's why I prepare so hard to make this easy, and this is our plan, and I did exactly. He defends. I try to like do some chokes, try to make Kimura, but he defends very well. But I make this easy because I training so hard.
And that's the full breakdown on Islam Makhachev's rise, the challengers lining up, and who could realistically step into the octagon with him next. The lightweight and welterweight divisions are heating up like never before, and every move now is setting the stage for some explosive matchups. If you enjoyed this breakdown, drop a comment with your predictions, smash that like button, and share this video with fellow fight fans. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss the latest fight news, analysis, and insider updates here on Boxism.